Well, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm back again. I know. Everybody says, what is he doing? All I know is I enjoy giving my opinion, like everybody wants. I also enjoy talking to people, hearing their feedback on the subjects that I have. And, it's just a good way to get things off your chest now and then when you have a lot of beef. And I'm telling you, there is so much beef out there that people just crack up over it. I'm starting to go nuts, if you will, because of the laughter of the left. It has gotten so out of hand. I can't even watch the news anymore. For this, it doesn't matter if it's Fox News or what station it is or what channel I'm watching. It's just making my mind go nuts, especially off of this Ukraine thing with this telephone conversation. Quid pro quo. Everyone keeps on hollering. Did he do something? All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty on this. And this goes for every politician there in Congress, in the Senate, in the judicial system, in the executive. Every one of our leaders, no matter where they're at, state level, big level, they all are quid pro quo. Every one of them. And I got the proof right here and what it is, and it's called pork. Simple as that. Pork on these bills. When they go to pass a bill in the House and the Senate, they always want to attach something to it to get their vote. Now, isn't that quid pro quo? Aren't every one of these people doing the exact same thing, even though Trump didn't do it with Ukraine, but all our politicians do it all the time. It's part of a negotiation. You want something, you get something for it. But that doesn't even come close to an impeaching offense. And take it back a step or two. Bill Clinton getting a Hummer in the Oval Office is also not an impeaching offense. Please. There's 7 billion people on this planet, and that's what they get uptight about? Lord help us. And yes, Roger, you're right. It is about money. That's all it is. There is nothing else. Where else? I heard, I've got to verify this, but this is one of the scuttlebutts or the rumors going around. AOC, she gets into office out of being a bartender with a proverbial economics degree, which she doesn't understand economics. That's why she's a socialist. But she goes in on a bare budget of nothing. That woman is estimated to be worth over a couple of $1 million now. She hasn't even been in office for a year, and she's making money hand over fist. Even Omar, same thing. They're all getting in trouble for money manipulation. They're just not as good at it as the old people that have been there for 50 years, like Schumer and the rest of them. All I know is our politicians have gotten so crazy with their verbiage that the American people are being left behind, all in the process or pursuit of impeaching Trump. And I'm telling you, I am so sick and tired of people saying Trump is the man, Trump is the man. And he says one thing in a tweet that every one of us talk about in the bars, in the house, on the beaches, and the picnic tables. We all talk the same way. But when he does it, oh, he's not presidential and everything else. He is presidential. He's a president for the United States of America. You have Bush, you have Clinton, you have Obama. All of them were the presidents for the other countries. Bush is the only one that came even a little bit close to our country for the first time, or what, the first year after the towers were dropped down. He actually tried to take a hold of the reins, but he didn't. He kowtowed to it and started blowing people up, or taking their money. We've been in war over there for 18, 19 years now. Come on. Nobody goes to war for that. And all of this comes from quid pro quo. All of it. What it says, and this is what it states, quid pro quo, something for something. It's in Latin. That's what it stands for. Is a Latin phrase used in English to mean an exchange of goods or services in which one transfers in contingent upon the other a favor for a favor. Phrases with similar meaning include give and take, tit for tat, and you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours, and one hand washes the other. All of these are standard sayings within our industry. Industry, what am I talking about? Daily life. How many times have you, as a general person, gone over and borrowed somebody's lawnmower because yours was broke? And then a week or two later, that person comes over and borrows your weed eater because he didn't have one. You trade it off. You favor for a favor. That's the way it's done. But when you get into politics, they start utilizing our tax money for crap, sticking these bills in there that won't pass, and they won't pass unless you get this, shrimp running on a treadmill, thing going on. Unbelievable. So I also had the problem with the quid pro quo and all the bills that are full of this. Every one of them. There isn't one bill in the House that's ever put to a vote that doesn't have something attached to it. Not one. They can't just vote straight up on it. That would really change a lot of things in my mind. If pork was not allowed in the bills, period. You can't have pork. If it's a build a wall, let's say, and you don't want the wall, you vote against the wall. If you do want the wall, you vote for the wall. That way, when people look at your voting records, Mr. Politician, you're voting for or against something. If it's abortion, for or against it, whatever it may be. None of this stuff, look at, I'll go ahead and vote your extra taxes to save the turtles if you vote extra taxes so I can build a windmill. None of that anymore. They don't spend enough time as it is voting or getting things done the way they're supposed to. People, we need to look at the way they are doing things like this. Our election's coming up, and it's coming up fast. Everyone says, yeah, but we still have another year to go. We have a year to go. It's going to be on us so fast. And let's face it, the Democrats are still looking at 12 to 13 candidates running, and they still can't make up their mind of what they want to do. Nancy Pelosi can't make up her mind whether to push this impeachment, and they're song and dancing that all over the place. It's gotten out of hand. We've got so many things that need to be taken care of. All through the Obama administration, all I heard was jobs, infrastructure, new roads. We need it. He never did a damn thing. Now we're here, and the Congress is doing exactly the same thing, both whether it's Democrat run or a Republican run. Same thing. They will not move forward. All they're doing is making money off of the demise and the pain and suffering of others. That's what Syria is. Now, I know this led into the Syria thing, and it's a little bit of a tangent and stuff. But I think I mentioned this last week when I was talking about it. If we have 1,000 troops pulling out, or 50 troops, or whatever the number may be, that's pretty damn impressive if you can ask me. Because if he pulls out 1,000 troops out of Syria and Turkey invades and starts this huge battle going on, our troops have got to be the best badass people out there. So if it's 50 people they pulled out of there and Turkey starts coming in and invading, that means 50 of our soldiers held back the entire Turkish army. Unbelievable. It's awesome. So why do we need them there? We've got all these drones now. Drones can do that. Our technology is unbelievable. Our politicians are wasting so much money on frivolous stuff completely. Trump wants to pull us out of these wars. Why does a war take 18 years? World War II and World War I, roughly about 4 years. And it was complete devastation. And I'm going to be morbid now, folks. And I'm dead serious. You can't win a war by surgically taking out certain members of the opposite side. All wars are won by, what do they call it? Civilian casualties. That's not the right word I'm looking for. Oh, I'm going to catch heck over that one. But it is. You go in and you decimate everything there. You make it so people do not want to fight the war. That's how you fight a war. You make it cost them so much in manpower and equipment. That's how we beat Germany, to be honest with you. That's how we beat their submarine corps. They had the best submarine corps around. We just buried them in equipment and men and logistics. That's how we won the ocean wars, the Pacific. That's how we saved England, too. Thank you. And they're not even passing the brick set. Those politicians over there are exactly as bad as ours here. My head is swirling in this tornado whirlwind of stupidity by our public. It's going to go off to even a deeper end here. Now, this is something else that was I've just been amazed about, and I haven't heard a lot about it. And that's Elijah Cummings. Think about this, folks. He just passed away. And they don't know why, or they're not saying anything. But he just passed away. And I'll give you his history. He was born January 18th, same as my older brother, Jim. 1951, October 17th. He died October 17th, 2019. He was an American politician and civil rights activist who served the United States House of Representatives for Maryland's 7th Congressional District from 1969 until his death in 2019. The district includes just over half of the city of Baltimore, most of the majority black precincts of Baltimore County, as well as most of Howard County. He previously served in the Maryland House of Delegates. He was a member of the Democratic Party. Cummings served in the Maryland House from 1983 to 1996. So this man was a political person, 83 to 2019. He was elected to the U.S. House. Cummings served as chairman of Committee Oversights and Reform from January 2019 until his death in October 2019. He was also involved and the Judge Kavanaugh thing. He was pushing hard on him. But the reason why I bring this up is John McCain, when he passed away, he got full honors, laying in the house of the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, I think it was, full burial. Granted, he was a veteran and he did a lot for the country, even though he was a rhino at heart, and I have a lot of issues with him, but that doesn't mean he did not deserve a great honors of burial. Elijah Cummings was a member of the Representatives of the United States of America. No media is saying a word about him. Nobody's questioning how he died. Nobody's reporting it. And I'm going to go on the racist side here. Isn't it interesting that he is a black Democrat and the Democratic Party won't acknowledge his service to the House? Think about that. He served under the Democratic flag, if you will, of the Democratic Party. He was a black civil rights advocate, and granted, he was a little touched in my mind for a lot of the things he was accused of Kavanaugh and some of the other hunky-dory crap that he did. But the point is, the media, the mainstream media, is not talking about him. They didn't fly, I don't even know if they flew flags at half-mast or requested it. They didn't stand up in Congress and say, we're going to miss this man. I didn't hear anything. And that struck me pretty funny. Did they think he was a bad person? Or is the Democrat Party that racist they wouldn't honor even one of their dead because of his skin color? Think about that, folks. No funeral, no honors for the service to the Democratic Party. Very vocal in the impeachment proceedings. Also, Judge Kavanaugh hearings. So are the Democrats racist or not? A black congressman dies in office of their party, no one says crap. John McCain, full honors, all kinds of pomp and circumstance, but he was a white rhino, so it does look like the Democrats are the real racists. They're the ones that are putting forth this tolerance. We tolerate everything. We want to be the Constitution, but they're constantly showing their actions of how much they really despise American. And I don't want to say they despise America, the country. They despise the American people who believe in this country, who believe in freedom. They still want America, but they want the people of the United States of America to bow down to them. That's what they're looking for. That's the kind of power they're looking. Why don't they actually, they're so uppity about helping in America find jobs and do all this kind of stuff and fix this and do that, healthcare and everything. Build the wall, fix the infrastructure, pass a healthcare bill. Remember Nancy Pelosi? Oh, we've got to pass it to see what's in it. They passed it. All lies. All of it lies. They have been lying to us time and time and time again. And not just now, not just under the Trump administration. The Democrats and the left have been lying to the American people for a very long time. How can you waste so much money and nobody's changed? I don't know how many people remember a senator. Well, I don't know. Huey P. Long lived long back in the 60s. He was a senator, I believe it was. But he had probably one of the first socialist programs going on, and it was called Share the Wealth Society. At that time, he truly believed that he would give $1 million to everybody in the United States. That's pretty radical. And a lot of people liked what he had to say. A lot of people didn't. It's amazing he was assassinated too. People don't realize that. But also during his assassination, they found out that he was dipping into the honeypot a lot. He was getting his hands all covered in good honey and stuff. Unbelievable. All I know is our politicians and the way they're running this country is coming to light, all because of Trump. Trump has more crap against him. I want to bring that up too. I was privy to, how do I want to put this? To see a report, if you will, of whom I thought was a very staunch Trump backer. Looking into the facts, seeing what was really there, digging deep into it. Then come to find out, like many others, they were pissed off because of his tweets. And I'm thinking to myself, are we that kind of a society now that when our leader tweets something, you're ready to start a war over this? It's just like Facebook. A couple of my things have been banned on Facebook because they didn't like the way it was presented. I just got notified that I've been blocked. Are you ready for this? In the Middle Eastern countries. They have blocked my website and they blocked my Facebook and tweet posts. So I guess I'm in Middle Eastern jail, as everyone's calling it now. But why? Those are other countries. I could care less about the other countries. That's what Trump is. Trump sees all the other countries as second place. America first. This is our country. If you're from England and you say America first, you should be thrown out of England. That's your country. Back your country. If you're from Russia, Russia first. If you're from China, China first. Asia first. It doesn't matter. If that's your country of hope and faith and dreams, then stand up for it. Now, if you want to come to this country and make your wealth and live a good life and go for the gusto or whatever you want to do, come on, let's rock this thing. Become a citizen. Say the hallelujahs to the American flag, that kind of thing. I mean, when Trump was it Dallas? No, it was in Minnesota. When he's up there in Minnesota and they had all the Antifa out there protesting, I did not see one American flag in that entire protest. I counted 7 Chinese communist flags, 7 of them held up by these people that are rioting against Trump, that are backing the left of the Democrat Party. I'm just saying, folks, So, the rants go on and on and on and on. So, all right. Enough of that. You can speak forever on the lunacy of our politicians and the sheer stupidity. Either they are the smartest people in the world or they are the stupidest people in the world. And I'm going to go for the stupidest because they really, honest to God, believe, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I do believe that our politicians, except for Trump and Pence and a few others, hate the American people. They look down their noses at us until it's time for election. Then they'll kiss your butt, just like what Trump said about Biden kissing Obama's butt. He kissed his ass. That's what the Democrats do. They'll kiss your ass, then you'll vote for them, and then they'll tell you to go live on the streets. California is a good example. Look what's happening over there. So it's nothing but the vote that counts. It really does. All right. Slide that off to the side. This came across the news the other day, and it just totally cracked me up. Unbelievable. And I'm sure some of you have heard about it. And it flops right in with a PC correctness crap. Canadian Airlines, they just passed a policy that the new term, everybody, will be used on Canadian Airlines, just to be politically correct. Or I'm going to get one of those big hammers and start hitting me in the head. Please, people, will you stop with this politically correctness crap? And so I started digging into this and trying to figure out why everybody, why all this transgender stuff, why all this don't call me a he or a she or it or whatever. Why is all this happening? The amount of people, hey, if you want to be a transgender, if you want to have a sex change and have it lopped off and give it to someone else to have it sewed on, fine. Have at it. That's your price. If you want to pay for it, that's fine. If you don't want to pay for it, go to prison. They'll pay for it while you're in jail. But PC correctness and everybody calling everybody, please sit down, everybody, please stand up, everybody. When you start doing that, you start demoralizing people and a nation. All this PC correctness is to demoralize us, to put us in a non sequitur bucket that have no heart or meaning. That's why abortions are the way they are. And the reason why I came up with this, and I know many of my listeners out there have been in the service. And a lot of those people that have been in the service that were going to go fight in a battle or whatever, they gear you to demoralize the enemy. Call them names. Be small. They are insignificant. And the reason why they have the term fraternizing with the enemy is because it's hard to kill somebody that you know and friends with. But if they're demoralized with insignificant tags like everybody or it or they, or you have to wait until they're 9 years old to find out what they want to be called, proves that's what our leaders want to do. They want to demoralize and bring us down to the lowest level of existence as a human being, so they can actually run roughshod over the top of us. Why are we allowed? Let me answer this. If we can't be he or she, then why are we allowed to be Native Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, Mexican Americans? Well, folks, I'm changing my rules. I am, and then I demand, since I am an Italian, Irish, Polish, and English American, and you better address me so. So you better not ask me who I am until you ask me what nationalities are. So I'm Italian, Irish, Polish, and English American. That's what I am. And I demand everyone address me as such. So next time you talk to me, you say, Mr. Italian, Irish, Polish, English American Russell, how are you doing? That's what I demand. That's what PC correctness is. That's how stupid PC correctness is. And then you think it even further on PC correctness. What are you doing by doing that? Let's say you can't call a Native American an Indian. So now you call him a Native American. All you're doing is taking a horse and painting it a different color. That's all. Doesn't matter what you say. You look at that person's a Native American, that person's Asian, that person's African, Mexican, white, European, whatever. That's who we are. The moment they take that away from you, builds on the demoralization of the people and our nation. I mean, come on now. What else is there to do? Anyway, that really just started getting me to thinking that Canadian Airlines wants everybody to be everybody. How about we start calling them, the doctors, the pilots, nurses? Can't call them a nurse. Can't call them a doctor. Oh, no, that's bad. That's politically incorrect. You have to call them an it. Please ring the buzzer for the it person. When you start taking things away, like he or she, it takes the respect from the people that you're associating with. It also shows whom you hate. So if you demoralize it and force everybody to be the same, you will not know who the terrorists are, or the neo-Nazis, or the black power people, or the Asian mafia, or the cartel. Whoa, I forgot about the cartels. Look what happened in Mexico. That's going to happen here in the United States eventually. When they took the son of El Chapo or Wapo or whatever his name was into custody, the cartels created a battle so harsh that the Mexican government released him back just to stop the killing. They have a serious problem down there, and they can't handle it. They would rather put 20,000 troops on their border to stop innocent people crossing the border and allow the cartels to send all the thugs and the drugs and everything else across our border. Good Lord, am I ranting today or something else? I think I have my rant switch on. Okay, one last thing here before I wrap this all up. I usually don't do this, promote too many things or talk about stuff other people have done or whatever, but I have to do this. I'm currently reading, let's do this, Mike Rowe's The Way I Heard It, his new book. And I just got it yesterday, and I'm about a quarter of a way through it already. Great book. The man is a great, and he does it like he does his dirty jobs. So, and it's really funny because let's see, well, he promotes the book the way he does and presents his shows. It's funny. It makes you think, and it makes you ponder, and then you also try to guess. It's a good read, so, and I couldn't put it down. But he presents it like, I don't know how many people out there know who Paul Harvey is, and the rest of the story style, where the whole story goes through and then it has this little twist at the end. Every scenario in Mike's book gets you to thinking, gives you a little bit of learning of history. Some of it he does state he doesn't know if it's a fact or not. And he covers a lot of gamut. Oh, you know, it cracked me up. I was not expecting some of the scenarios that he talked about in there, but he does it in such a good way that it's well worth the pickup. I would definitely go ahead and pick up that book. Good read, give you a little insight. He talks his story on his family, talks the stories out there in the real world. Well worth taking a look at. All I know is I'm going to say adios, hasta la vista, baby, all that kind of good stuff. I thank everybody for joining me today. If you have comments, if you like the show, if you hate the show, please let me know. Also, check out the videos that I popped on there. Some of them are being blocked. If you can't see them, let me know, and I'll shoot you the link. All I know is we've got to fight the PC correctness. We've got to give Trump more time because he's in a battle against all odds. He really is. And I do truly, honest to God, believe this man is the only president that we've had that is truly for the American people. He really wants to do good. And he has so much against him. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. Take care. Hey, James, glad you joined me too. And the whole list is out there. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye now.